back to my channel. Today I'm doing another video on the Strike Back Videoathon, and today's prompt is going to be my favorite fantasy series. And in this video I want to give a shout out to Jade from Boho Bookworm. I love her channel. I've been watching her channel for so long. I love just listening to her talk about the books that she reads. We read a lot of different books. She loves more psychological and thrillers and mystery and stuff, but I love listening to her talk about how amazing and just intriguing these books are. It makes me want to pick them up even though I am such a weenie. Now, I have a lot of favorite fantasy series, mainly because that's typically what I read. I read a lot of fantasy and science fiction, so I'm trying to limit it to just a handful of favorite fantasy series, and then maybe I'll do like a part 2 video. Otherwise, this video is going to be so long. So the first book should come at no surprise, and that is Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling. I love this series so much. I love the magic system. I love the characters. I just love the plot, the world, everything. There's nothing about this book series that I don't love, and it is so good, and I read it every single year. I don't read every book every single year, but I at least read a Harry Potter book every single year. It really is the perfect series for both adult and children. I'd say the first 3 books are geared more towards like children's literature, and then starting in book 4 it gets a lot darker, and then book 5, 6, and 7 it gets pretty dark, and I would maybe consider it more like young adult than children. The next book I have is The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis, mainly The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. That is my favorite in the Chronicles of Narnia, and I love that book so much. I typically read it every year, reread it every year. I love the movie adaptations to it. I just love the world. I love the characters. I love seeing the 4 kids just get introduced to Narnia and the magic. It is more geared towards children, but definitely adults can appreciate it as well. The next book I have is The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. This series is just phenomenal. Like, the world that Tolkien created is just so epic, and it is so amazing and unique, and it's just the detail, the languages he creates. Oh my god, it's so good. It's definitely takes a while to get into the series. Like, there's so much detail in each of these books. I feel like a good way to start to get introduced to Tolkien's writing and, you know, reading about Middle-earth is to start with The Hobbit, but I think that once you really do kind of immerse yourself into the world, you'll end up loving it. Next, I have the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. I know I can't not make a video where I don't talk about the Throne of Glass series, so you know what book is coming after Throne of Glass. Yeah, this is about assassins, and I love the magic, I love the world. The world just grows and is just, it's massive, and you only get like a taste of the series with the first book. I highly recommend to continue on. If you're not a fan of the first one, just try and continue on because it just gets so good. So of course, if I mention Throne of Glass, I have to mention A Court of Thorns and Roses, also by Sarah J. Maas. I love this series, fairies, and I love the politics. Now, this isn't young adult. This is adult, new adult content, but I love the politics and the different courts of the fairies, and just it's so interesting, and the world and the plot and the characters. I love the characters so much in this book. This is one of my favorite series, and it is definitely one of my favorite fantasy series. Next, I have Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead, and I think this falls along fantasy, but there's vampires, and in this series, there's 3 different types of vampires, which is what makes this book so interesting and unique. And I know this isn't the first one, this is the 5th book, I believe, in the series, but Spiritbound, I don't know why I only have like book 5 and 6, and one's paperback, one's hardback, and one's missing the dust jacket. So anyways, but I love this series so much. Rose is such a badass female character. I love her spunk, I love her wit, and I love how strong she is. And Dimitri, oh my goodness, he is just my all-time book crush. So I really love this book series. Pay no attention to the book covers because they are awful, but the series itself is amazing. Next, I have the Lunar Chronicles series by Marissa Meyer. These are fairy tale retellings, so I think this would fall along the fantasy, and it has a little bit of sci-fi to it as well, but I think for the most part it's considered fantasy. We follow the story of Cinderella, Little Red Riding Hood, Rapunzel, and Snow White, and the way the story just merges together and the way each character just like kind of each book just builds on the other one so well with introducing new characters. Overall, it's an amazing book series. I absolutely love it. Next, I have a standalone, which is, I know, shocking, but that is The Once and Future King by T.H. White. This is a retelling of King Arthur, and I love this book so much. I was required to read it in high school, and I loved it so much. I love King Arthur and like those characters, Guinevere and Lancelot and Merlin, and it's so good. I absolutely love that book. I've reread it multiple times. Unfortunately, I've lost my copy with all of my notes that I've highlighted for school and that I've just reread, and I'm really sad, but I need to get myself a new copy. But I haven't yet because I'm hopeful I'm going to find my original copy, but it's been years since I've seen it, so I should probably just get a new one. Next, I have Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. Now, this is kind of a spin-off of Harry Potter, so of course I had to mention it, but I love this book so much. I've reread it so many times. Just the book itself, it's a spin-off of Harry Potter, but it ends up just taking its own story, and it ends up just being its own story, even though it just follows the Harry Potter tropes, which I personally adore. And I love the characters, I love the romance, I love everything about this book. Talking about it honestly makes me want to go reread it again. Alright guys, well that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Comment down below and let me know some of your favorite fantasy reads, and let me know if you want me to make a part 2 video. And I will see you next time in another video. Bye!